Welcome to Harbor Highlights.
On today's show, we have an interview with Mr. Brummel with some important information. We also have a few book recommendations for March's Reading Month.
Ms. Morales will be sharing important reminders for this Thursday. This and more, so stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Alberto.
And I'm Leslie.
This week, Thursday, is one of the best days of the year at Harbor Lights. A lot of planning has been done to help each of you as you start to think about your future.
Here is an interview with Ms. Morales to tell you what you can expect and why this day is so important.
I'm here with Ms. Morales to tell us about what we're going to do on the half-day Thursday. What is Career Day and what will each grade level be doing?
So Career Day is an annual half-day event. It's always held in March. It's always held the half-day that we have parent-teacher conferences, and each grade level does a different activity that's based on some aspect of college, career, and life readiness. So sixth graders, as you may remember, take part in Extreme Reality Store, where they're given a career, a checkbook, register, and then they have to go and visit the different stations to figure out how to spend and budget their money. Seventh graders will walk to Mac Bay this year and go to Career Symposium, which is 4 presentations, one of which is usually a college-focused or CareerLine Tech Center-focused presentation, and then the other 3 are careers that they have picked, told us that they wanted to see. And then 8th grade will take part in High School Success Day, which is 6 workshops that are all about really making a good transition to high school, learning about IB and AP classes, hearing about the mental wellness facilitators and the different kinds of supports that are available at the high school. And also there's going to be some high school students that are here to talk about what like a regular day looks like at high school and answer any questions that you guys have.
What are the different careers 7th graders will be doing?
So as always, it's a wide variety of volunteer community members. So this year we have a nurse coming, we have an EMT coming, we have a police officer coming, we have a radio DJ that's coming this year, and also an engineer coming. There is a small business owner that's coming. So we do our best to make sure that all of the career clusters are represented, and we also try to make sure that different education levels are represented so that students can see, you know, what a career with an associate's degree might look like, or a bachelor's degree, or beyond.
How do 7th graders get scheduled for this?
So Mrs. Kong and I have a class of 2025 Google Classroom that all 7th graders should be in by now. There was a Google form survey put out, and they were asked to choose 5 different presentations that they would like to see. All of the presenters were listed for them to see, and they were told to pick 5. Mrs. Kong and I will take that data, and we will create a 4-period schedule for them using Infinite Campus.
How should students act, dress, and why?
So we do ask all grade levels to dress up on that day. We call it Dress for Success, and so we ask that you take some care with your outfit that day. Maybe your pair of best jeans, nice top that maybe has a collar for the gentleman, or a nice blouse for ladies. The reason that we do is because all of our visitors will be coming dressed in their business attire, and so we want to make sure that on that day we are really displaying that we have pride in ourselves, in our building, and in our community. So we do ask that you dress for success. We also ask that you engage positively no matter what grade level activity you're participating in, because we always want to remember these are guests in our building, these events are staffed by volunteers, and we want them to leave with an honorable impression of West Ottawa and Harbor Lights in particular. So engage positively, be respectful, and dress for success.
Why is this day important for students, and what do you hope they'll learn?
So we hope that all students will have a really good time, and we hope that they'll take away something positive from the experience. 6th graders, it really is going to be their first exposure to some career exploration, so we hope that they will become interested in kind of learning more about careers. 7th graders have you know, because of the 4 sessions they attend, they're going to have a much more in-depth idea of what different careers are out there for them. And then obviously with our 8th grade students, we're really wanting to make sure you're ready to make a good transition to high school, and also getting some of that information on the classes that you can take in high school, how to start planning for paying for college. So each grade level should learn something about being college ready, being career ready, and being life ready, and have fun while doing it.
We hope that you all have fun on Thursday and learn valuable lessons about how to prepare for your future or as you transition to high school.
Remember to show that Harbor Lights pride and be respectful of the many community members that are volunteering their time for you.
Now, for this week's general announcement.
Hi, I'm Ava.
And I'm Desiree. The lunch specials are Tuesday walking taco with beans and Wednesday chili dog.
Thursday mini waffles with sausage and Friday lasagna roll-up. Monday cheesy breadsticks with marinara.
The Knitting Club meets Monday, March 16th, and BBYA meets Thursday, March 19th at Mac Bay.
This Thursday is the first day of conferences. Teachers are available from 1 to 4, 5 to 8. 6th grade teachers will be in the gym.
7th grade teachers are in the library. 8th grade teachers are in the cafeteria. There will also be a printout of teacher locations at conferences for teachers that are multi-grade.
The other opportunity for conferences is Tuesday, March 17th from 5 to 8.
Congratulations to our choirs on their performances in festival last week.
Last week we heard a little about why March is Reading Month and why reading is important.
This week we will find out some of Mrs. Dobra's best book recommendations.
What are your top 5 books for March's Reading Month?
It's so hard to pick just a favorite book. Usually it's the last one I finished reading, which I'll tell you about in a second. But in the meantime, let me suggest anything by Jason Reynolds. He visited our school a couple years ago. He was just appointed the National Ambassador for Young People's Literature, and he has been writing books for a few years now and is getting quite a few awards, and they've been immensely popular in the library. He is making his theme for his term as National Ambassador. He wants to call it Grab the Mic, which I've just done, and tell your stories. And he wants kids to tell their own stories, not necessarily just to read other people's, but to also tell their stories, and he's going to try to help to give them a place to do that. His most recent book is called Look Both Ways, and it's a selection of 10 stories that are all interconnected about what happens after the bell rings at school, the dismissal bell, and what happens to these 10 different groups of kids on their walk home from school. And by the end of this book, they're all tied in together. Pretty interesting new book. The one that I just finished reading and is at the top of my list right now is called Poisoned Water. It won't publish until May 19th, and it's a story about the Flint water crisis and what happened here in Michigan and how children were poisoned with lead in their water that will affect their learning for the rest of their lives. It's a horror story about how we let them down and how we made the people suffer that didn't need to, and that's still going on. Just a really powerful nonfiction book written for teens. For those of you who are Hunger Games fan, the book that I'm most looking forward to is a new book coming out in the series. It comes out later this spring. It's called Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and it's going to go back in time to one of the earlier Hunger Games, and it's going to tell the story of Professor Snow. So some of us are looking forward to that who are fans of that series. A book that just won the Teen Nonfiction Award for the best teen nonfiction book this year is called Free Lunch, and it's about a kid who is on free and reduced lunch. It's a memoir. It's a biography of a man who, as he was growing up, lived in kind of a tough house with an abusive mother. They lived in extreme poverty, and he was on free lunch. And this is his story about his 6th grade year in middle school, but it's one that I think older students will be interested in as well. It's a really powerful book. There's lots of sports stories for guys, but very few for girls that are done as well or that feature female athletes. Not that a guy can't read this book, but this is called Nikki on the Line, about an 8th grade girl who starts to play club sports and realizes she's not as good as she has been before that time. The competition just got a lot harder, and she's got some other tough things in her life as well. I sat a mean bench playing basketball in high school, and I appreciate it. It took me right back to some of those practices and drills. The basketball action in the book is really good. And one last one, because I always do more than you asked probably. Mildred Taylor just won a Lifetime Achievement Award for her work writing about fictionalizing her family's story. This is based on Cassie Logan and there starts out in the 1930s, and her family dealing with the prejudice in the South during that time in our country. And the newest book that is just published, I have at home to read, is her in the 1960s during the Civil Rights Movement. And there are stories before and after this time throughout this whole series. It's a very powerful look at our nation's history dealing with racism and other things, but it's told with this wonderful storytelling writing style. She's won a lot of awards, and there's a lot of heart and humor. I just love the Logan family, and I'm excited to read another book about them.
What events are you holding for March's Reading Month?
Well, it is only, as we record this, it is February 3rd, and I'm always operating at the last minute, it seems. But I do have some ideas cooked up and plan to announce them later. One of them, I think I'm going to have a contest and have students submit what their favorite books are. You guys are always asking me. I want to hear which books you've liked the best, and we'll give out some prizes for people who fill out that form that I'll be sending out. And hopefully there's some other fun events coming, too.
Thank you, Mrs. Dobes, for the interview.
Next week, we will share some of our student recommendations, so don't miss it.
There are only a few games left for Winter 1, so let's send it over to sports for this week's games.
Thanks, I'm Uriel.
And I'm Osvaldo. For girls basketball, black team plays on Wednesday away against Reith's Puffer.
This weekend is the end for boys swim and dive at the conference meet on Thursday for diving and Friday for swim at Grand Haven.
Wrestling has their final meets today, Tuesday against Grenville, Wednesday against Hamilton at home, and Saturday is the final tournament at Grand Haven.
This Sunday there's a softball clinic at the North High School. See the daily announcement for all the details.
Next week, Monday, starts the spring sports. Pay attention to the daily announcements for where to meet.
Next week, Tuesday, starts March Madness. This single elimination tournament to find out the best college team in the country usually has a few upsets and sparks some good rivalries.
Our PBIS team thought it might be fun to create our own school March Madness by creating some fun school competitions.
Here's Mr. Bremmel to tell you more about how you could get involved.
Hey, Mr. Bremmel, what are you doing?
Shooting some hoops. What are you up to?
Oh, that's pretty cool. We're just here wanting to know. We heard we're doing a fun activity for March. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, why don't we go down to my office and I'll give you all the details about how we're going to make March great here at Harbor Lights. I am stocking our Panther Pride cart. We've got a bunch of new donations, and so I'm just working to get things ready for our drawing on Friday.
That's awesome. Can you tell us about this fun activity we're doing for March?
Sure. The PBIS team here at school is a group of teachers who are working to try to help make sure that we have a great month. March is typically a tough time of year. We're all ready for spring break, and it's starting to get warm outside. And so we're doing a bunch of stuff this month to try to help kids have a great time while they're here at school.
How can teachers help to make March great?
So what we're hoping teachers can help us with this month is a couple things. We redid our Pride passes, and so these are when we see kids doing great things here at school. So for the month of March, you'll see a bright colored pass like this from your teacher. We want kids to turn as many of these in as possible. We're really trying to make sure that kids know that we're recognizing all their hard work. We've bumped up our stuff here on the Pride cart. A lot of families helped out and donated, which we're grateful for. And then the other thing we're just looking for is you're going to see a lot of teachers in the hallway helping make sure that you get to class on time and making sure that everybody's making great choices here leading up to spring break.
Tardy contest.
So the tardy contest is for the month of March. Your academy teachers will be keeping track of how well kids are getting to class on time. And so they'll be tracking how many tardies you have and absences. And then at the end of the month, each grade level will look and see which class has the best attendance. And then we'll come in and we'll bring donuts to morning academies or pizza for lunch, or find a way to recognize those classes that are really working hard collectively to make sure they are getting to class on time.
Academy challenges.
So the PBIS team came up with 4 challenges that we're presenting to the academy teachers in their classes to try to come up with and work through. And some academies may do all of them, some of them may just do a couple, but the hope is that as an academy, you guys will work through and try some of these things this month. So the first one is to decorate your door. Try and do something with Positivity Project to share the things that we're doing here at school. Maybe it was a lesson that was really powerful to your class, something to kind of share the positive things that are happening here at school. The second one is the positive affirmations. We're going to have students in at lunch, and you're going to have an opportunity to write things to maybe a teacher or another friend and give those to kids and really try to help build each other up while we're here at school this month. The third challenge is the random acts of kindness. So together with your academy, coming up with something to do something nice for another student, a family member, a teacher, looking for ways to just continue to make sure that everyone's feeling good about being here at school this month leading up to spring break. And then the final challenge is the social media one, which is going to put some people out of their comfort zone, but we're looking to see maybe a TikTok or a video where your academy works together to do something fun that we can post on the Harbor Lights Twitter page and hashtag it at Positivity Project and really try to share with our community the things that are happening within the building this month.
How will we end our fun March Madness month?
So details are being finalized out here, but student council meets today and they're looking to kind of go through and finalize exactly how we're going to celebrate during that last week before spring break. I do know we'll have a spirit week, and some of the other details will come out later this month as we kind of get closer to that time.
Thanks, Mr. Romo, for answering our question. We hope to see some good participation, and it looks like they have some pretty awesome prizes you could win too.
We have a few teachers in the lunchroom already claiming that they are going to win pizza and donuts, so the competition is on.
Congratulations to this week's Panther Prize winner.
Great job, students.
Keep showing that Panther Prize. This is third marking period's first hour's final show. Have a great week.
Bye!